your Stampin' Up! Leader. How are you tonight? I am running behind. It's not how I like to be, but I am. It's just what it is some days. So I'm going to finish getting set up while you are coming on. If you're with me, please say hello. Let's see if I can find it where I'm supposed to. You know, some days it doesn't always come together, huh? And I'm looking, I'm going, I gotta find the link. Yeah. It's just sometimes how things are, huh? Hey, Iris. All right, I found it. Yay. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Can I get to the live this way? No. All right. Maybe? Yes. Oh. Gotta love those links and all that fun stuff, huh? Now you know I have the same frustrations you do. So, alrighty. Let's rumble. Okay. So anniversaries we have, and why do I tell you guys these anniversaries, these birthdays, all this fun stuff? Because if you want to send a card, you have the information and you can always get with me and do contact info, right? So there you go. So anniversary this month is the only thing we have. No birthdays, no promotions, no celebrations. I have a whole bunch, but it's not about me. So, anniversaries. Emily is on January 15th. So, if you want to do a card for her, you got to be quick. And she is celebrating her 2-year Stampiversary with us. So, there you go. Okay. Current updates from Stampin' Up. There is a new kit called Saying Thanks. If you have not seen it, please go see it. It's got bold colors. There's no ink. It's super easy, and I have already sold 4 or 5, I'm not sure. So this is an easy one because the colors are bright and brilliant, and it's a good kit. So do I have it yet? No, but from all the pictures, that's what I'm getting at. Let's see. The celebration for this year is only through February, and it is only once this year. We are not doing another one in July and August like last time. Mini catalog is only through May 1st, not through the end of June. May 1st, May 1st, May 1st, May 1st. Why? The strategy is that we have mini catalog, we have a gap with a seasonal flyer, we have annual catalog, we have a gap with a seasonal flyer, and then we have mini catalog. So I think the minis are now going to be only 4 months, which is good and bad depending if you have a lot that you like, right? So let's see. That's all I had for updates. Technique tip. Today we're doing shadow stamping and some more, obviously. Next team gathering will be February 1st, 5:30. I'm sorry if it's a bad time for you. I try. That's all I can say. Next technique will be how to create projects with the Lucky Clover bundle for St. Patty's Day. So I'm going to try to have techniques and have different things, but I want to tell you what the bundle is. So if you want to do it, there you go. If you are short on cash, the Lucky Clover bundle, you will get all the punch outs. So if you are short on cash, pick the stamp set, not the punch or the dies, depending which way we're going. And in March will be Easter. And I will be doing cutesy Easter, like bunnies and stuff, not heavily religious, because those that are heavily religious will do it, and those that are not, we will fall in with everything else. Because I do craft fairs, I tend to do more bunnies and chicks and that kind of stuff. So, February 1st, though, okay, it's coming up quick. So the team buy-in will probably be announced next week for it. I just want to let you know, give you a heads up, because we had moved this one back because of the holiday. Things are going to be a tiny bit squished, and then we'll be back on schedule. So if you guys have any questions about celebration, different items, different things, maybe different things that you're like, hey, I don't like this, is there anything else we can do with it? You know, all those kind of things, let me know. I'm happy to show some tips, tricks, whatever, throughout on the blog. So there's that. Let's get to creating. Now that I flipped, and we can do what we need to do, right? So, all right. Excuse the hand. Excuse. I gotta flip. I never can get this button. There we go. So we're gonna get that up. We're gonna get this going. And I'll be honest with you, I have not had a lot of time in the studio. And it's been quite insane around here. My daughter finally got her own place and decided within a week and a half that she was gonna buy furniture and move in. Hey Mom, you know how that goes, right? So it's been a little hectic. So all right, so I'm going to go through the kit, but first and foremost, I'm going to go through the extras we need to have on our table, and here's the reason why, because if you don't have them, it gives you a second to go get them. So obviously on your table, you need your Stampin' Seal. You need your dimensionals. What else? Probably the mini ones, but honestly, you can cut them in half if you don't have them quick and easy. Let's see. Sweet Sorbet ink pad. Sounds good though, doesn't it? Mossy Meadow ink pad, Versamark ink pad, white embossing powder. Do I need to go back over this? I'm going fast, aren't I? I'm sorry. All right, so Country Bouquet stamp set. And yay, I believe Iris just got hers in. So Country Bouquet stamp set, Sweet Sorbet, Mossy Meadow, Versamark, yes, some blocks, blending brush, not the small one, the bigger one, and then your kit, obviously. So let's see here, let's move, let's do. Okay, so here's my kit, bagged just like yours, unless you took it out already, and that's fine too. All right. So pieces, parts, and raring to go, right? At least I hope. Oh, you need tear and tape too. That's what I forgot to tell you. Sorry. So shreds. I always say chapstick, but it's not the brand, so it's lip balm. Some candy, milk chocolate lips. I got them off of Amazon, so if you want the link, let me know. They ship fairly quickly. So let's see, but they are expensive. They're not junk chocolate. So if you're a chocolate person, you might want to go buy some Hershey Kisses and eat them yourself, because they're actually pretty smooth and pretty good. Okay. Just for your info. So, all right. So on my table, I have your excuse me, your base and your overlay is what I'm calling this. My color's washing out tonight, and I'm not sure why, but it is what it is. So let's see. And I don't know where my template is, so I'm going to mark it for you, and it's fine. All right, so if you have your template and you have your V's, okay, which are going to become your gussets, if you have them facing up or away from your belly. Okay, got it? All right, so this score line down up until this score line down, up until this score line down. Is your video doing okay? My computer's spinning, but I think it's my computer. So I'm going to cut up to the score line. If you want to cut like a 32nd of an inch off and off, you're more than welcome to, but not needed. Okay, up to the score line, up to the score line. Yeah, so far so good, I hope. Okay, up to the score line. Now what I do is I turn this around backwards so I don't have to like go wrench around, and I just trim off. Okay, so there's what we have left. I'm going a little slow so that way you can keep up. Okay, and then we're going to turn it sideways, and these two little tabs, we're going to cut those in half. So here's the score line here, so we're going to cut at half, and we're going to go down here. You want to go from this side and not from this side, because if you miss, you dent that, right? So for me, it's easier to come in from this side and just cut across. Just my thing. You can do whatever you want though. So now you're going to grab your tear and tape. Okay. And your tear and tape. Are you ready? I gotta find my end. I never can find my end. If you have any tips for that, please let me know. So this tab here and one of the big tabs for the bottom of the box is what you need to put tear and tape on. Okay, so I am gonna go towards the outer side, not towards the score line. That needs a tiny bit more. You want to go as much across as you can. Okay. And then we're going to go down here. And I'm going to pick this left one. But honestly, if you want a different one, go for it. It's fine. It just needs to be one of the big ones, not the ones we cut in half. Okay. So that's what we have for that. And now I'm going to grab my snips because that's the tool I use, right? And before we peel any of these off, what are we going to do? Fold all the score lines. Okay, so I'm going to start with my tab and I'm just going to go right to left. And we're doing all the up and down ones. None of the Y's, none of the V's, none of the gussets. We're just going to do the up and down ones. Okay, so that's so far. Good. Now we're going to go and do the bottom. Okay, and now what we're going to do are the V's or the gussets. Now I'm going to put my fingers kind of behind here and I'm going to kind of pry it up upside down or backwards, however you want to say that. But instead of folding for mountain, you're going to go valley. So you're just going to kind of dent it properly. So you just kind of make your line go. And obviously after you do your box, you can squish it more, but that's what it is. Okay. So then we're going to peel our tear and tape. Peel, peel, peel. Okay. Okay. Now, if you're not comfortable peeling all of it, just peel the side, and then after you stick, peel the bottom. It's up to you on what you do. So I'm going to fold this one down. I'm going to roll this back a little bit because I got a little overzealous. Go figure, huh? So we're going to peel this down and we're just going to fold this to match. Okay? And then we're going to have this upside down. We're going to fold in our small little tabs, our side ones. Now you're going to fold in where your tear and tape is first. And then you're going to fold in your other. Okay? We're going to mush, mush, mush. Good. And then here, I'm going to fold in my sides. And we're just going to kind of mash the top a little bit just so it stays. Okay? So now if you want to fill it, you're going to grab your shreds. I don't know if I want all of them or not. We'll see how it goes. But you want it to just be a little bit above the bottom. I probably gave you enough for almost 2. So if you go a little bit light, you'll have enough for a second one. Not that shreds are all that expensive, but at least you don't have to go find them, right? Okay. So there's my shreds. And then we are going to grab our lip balm. Lip balm. All different flavors. All different scents, I should say. And then our little chocolates are going to go down in there. This is like a Valentine's favor. So there's that. Okay. And then we're going to put this aside and we're going to start working on our overlay. Okay. So with this, you do not want to have directional paper. And what that means is like, okay, so if I fold on the score lines, don't do this yet, but if I did fold on the score lines, okay, this is the bottom. This is how this goes. So if I did that, notice my bicycles are great on that side, but on this side, they're upside down. So you want a paper that's not directional, meaning up and down. Okay. So that's why we're going to use this side instead. Got it? So we're going to fold, fold, fold the other way. Okay. And then our small tab is going to go like so. Okay. But here's the tip. First, we're going to put our tear and tape right on the edge there. Got to get mine out again. Now, if you don't want to go right on the edge here, you can go right on the edge here. Okay. I like to go on the edge that you're going to put down. It gives me a little bit more control, but it's up to you. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's getting stuck in a good way, right? So, oh, I didn't do that long enough at all. So here we go. A little bit more, and that's okay. Now, do not peel this back and stick it down, okay? And here's the reason why. We want it to fit around our base. So what I'm going to do is, yes, I'm going to peel it off, but I'm not going to stick it to itself because I need to measure. If you stick it to yourself, it might stick it to itself. It might be too tight, and then you slide it in and it tears. So what you want to do is wrap it around, kind of like a belly band with a card, okay? You want to make sure that you have enough room. Okay, so let's see. From the small side, the second score, that one is your top. So what we're going to do is pinch and kind of put it over. Okay, got it. And we're going to fold this other one down and around. Okay, and we're going to work down here and we're just going to fold this over. That's why you want to be right on the edge. Okay, but now because you've done it around it, it's able to slide easily. If you did it without measuring or wrapping it around, you would, you know, be trying to slide it on and maybe you pinched it a little too much and then it like tears the whole top, right? So you don't want to do that, obviously, huh? So now what we're gonna do is we are going to pull out our magic bag of tricks out of the clear envelope. You're going to have a full sheet of these. I had already done the sample, that's why I don't have a full sheet. So this is not shadow stamping, this is just simply a triangular favor, okay? We will get to the shadow stamping, I promise. I know, Iris, that is something you wanted, so here we go. Okay, just that simple. Now, if you wanted another piece of the designer series paper on the back side, you would just need to cut another piece, but I didn't do that for some reason. I think I did in the sample, but yeah, it's how it goes some days, right? So you want to go about 3/4 of the way down, and it's exactly the width of the overlay. So you just stick that on there. Cool, right? I hope so. And because I didn't do the other one on the back, I think I'm going to put the hearts there instead of on this side, so it's not so busy. Okay, just that simple. So what you want to do now is you're going to grab a block. You're going to grab your Sweet Sorbet. You're going to grab your Mossy Meadow. Hold on, I always put them over here so I can find them. And then you're going to grab your hearts and your words, okay? And if you don't want to do this part right now, don't. It's just that simple, okay? So I'm grabbing my outline heart. That's the middle size one because there's these two larger ones, so it's this size here. And that is going to get stamped. Just make sure your hearts are pointed the right way. I had them backwards. So when you're stamping, right, they're not faced towards the left instead of towards the right. Let's see if I can do this without hanging over. We'll see. Can't always seem to hit it, but yeah, I was close. Close. All right. Not sure. There we go. Okay. So let's clean that off because I need the block again. All right. So here's my heart. Here's my heart. Okay, and then I've got For You, and I've got was it I Love You? No, With Love. With Love. Oh my goodness. For You, With Love. I almost couldn't find it. All right, so I'm going to put this one up a little bit. Put this one down a little bit so I can see through, so I can do both. And these I'm going to do with green. If you don't like red and green for Valentine's Day, and I understand that, don't. It's just that simple. So For You, the reason I did the red and the green was because it was colors that matched the paper. That's my why. I'm going to stick to it. Okay. So there we go. Not bad. Not a bad fit. Okay. So we're going to clean those off, double. There we go. And then we're just going to stick this all together. And if we don't use it all, that's okay too. But we are going to close these up. That looks like it needs a new ring inker thing. Got a little bit of a lighter spot in the middle starting. So this is where you're going to grab your mini dimensionals. If you don't have minis, just cut them. It's just that simple, but okay. And I say minis because I don't like when they pop out the side of the little ones. So I am going to do the white side up because it's going on the blue. So there's those two. How many more of these do I have? A few. I'll be all right. Whenever I get to the end, I'm like, oh, how many? How many do I have? But I like having a few more instead of not having. I'd rather have a couple on this heart than have one big dimensional and have it kind of seesaw on me. We'll just say it that way, huh? So we'll just put them all. It'll be fine. So we're gonna hopefully peel and stick. I know with the minis it's a little bit more of a challenge because there's not as much surface area to work with. If you get one that's not going to peel like the one I have right now, grab your thumb, stick it down in that middle, and then hopefully that helps. And if it doesn't, that's when you start yelling at it, right? No, but you understand what I'm saying. It's just sometimes what it does, huh? So if you want to put the two hearts on the one side, you're more than welcome to, or you can put them on the front, put them on the back. It doesn't matter, but I am going to do that. And since it's busier, I'm going to leave the little hearts for the back. So we're picking and picking. Where's my Heidi? She's not on here, but her husband is a banjo player, so you would understand the picking reference. All right. So these are giving me some trouble tonight. My goodness. Come off. Might be because they're older too. So, okay. Like, my word. Okay. So we're going to do a with love here. If you want to leave one blank and do a to from instead for a tag, you're more than welcome to do that. You can stamp another one if you want. It's up to you on what you do. As always, it's called creating for a reason, huh? So we're just going to put these down there. And I'm going to hope and pray that this goes how I want it to. Got that little tiny, the whole thing came off, and that is okay because it's a little tiny sliver. So I've got that and that. Let's get this cleaned up. Okay. So that is our front or back. I'm going to call this our back. That is going to be our front. And I am just going to grab some of these gems. You can grab whatever color you want. I'm going to choose to do gold just to be different. Now, when you're laying these out, the idea is to have like a triangle so the symmetry is good on the eyes. So I've got 1, 2, so my third would go down here somewhere. And that will make it so your eyes can follow the gems. I know, all these fun things, right? So now I'm going to finish the gold ones. Yes, I know it's only 2 of them. So there's my one. Here's my second one. This is going to be a larger triangle, and that's okay. So my third one's going to go down there, but it's going to be blue. Just because I can. And because I ran out of gold ones. So there's that box. How y'all doing with it? Hopefully good. Okay. So second thing, let's get these put up. Because they're photopolymer, don't leave them on your desk. They will go missing, I promise. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, I got all the pieces in there. Yay. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do a cute but different background. Okay. So I need a larger stamp and a smaller one. So let's get some more going here because I don't want to have to clean as much. It's just that simple. So you're going to get the envelope with the pink, barely pink. So that would be, is that Petal Pink or Blushing Bride? I believe it's Blushing Bride. Don't quote me on that. It's whatever coordinates with this. Okay. Make sure you get both hearts out of your envelope. If you want to coordinate your envelope, you're more than welcome to. Okay. So I'm going to put those up there and we're going to grab here and I'm just going to turn this whole stack over. If you want to use the other side of the designer series paper, go for it. But we're going to grab our Stampin' Seal and we're just going to glue our mats down. Okay, so there's that one. This is all the Country Lane designer series paper. This is Sweet Sorbet. To match it all, of course, right? We gotta coordinate. Okay, now the white we're gonna leave be because we gotta stamp first, right? So where did I put my stamps up? Okay, so this one I just used the hearts to kind of create a background, and I had stamped both, but honestly I don't know, that's a little bit busy for my liking, so I think I'm just gonna do the more, I'm gonna call this filigree. I'm not sure what that is. Leafy? I'm not sure, but we'll get there, won't we? So I'm grabbing my bigger block and we're gonna grab our Sweet Sorbet. If you want to stamp off, you can do that so it's not so brilliant, but I'm just gonna go for it because half the time when I'm doing a background like this, guess what happens? I forget. All right, so I'm gonna do about 3/4 on the page. And I'm just gonna guess. I like that better. It's not quite as busy. So now we're gonna go about 3/4 down. Okay. And then if you wanted to switch and do the other pattern, you can. But I'm just gonna go across here. This is another way to use a heart and not have it be so heart like in your face, right? So there's our background. Okay. I am gonna clean this because it's like near red, which means it could stain very easily. Yep, there we go. Okay, so there's our background. Now I'm gonna grab my 2 hearts, or my 1 heart rather, sorry. So my heart. Now this one came with this one connected. I just chopped it in half. Yes, really. So, all right, so with love is what I'm supposed to do, but I'm being challenged and trying to find it. Here we go. I'm like, oh, trying to see it. We're gonna switch this block to this one and go a little bit smaller on that one. So there's that. All right, so let's see what we got here. So this is gonna face this way, so I'm correct. You want to always stamp off and see. Now this one is not, the image is not complete, meaning it's a little bit distressed. So do not think that you missed. It's how it's supposed to be. It's not going to be complete, okay? So there's that. And then the other one, face it the same way. If you want to do a border, you're more than welcome to. But personally, I think we're good. You are more than welcome to do a border though. It's up to you on what you create, right? So there you go. All right, so get the actual one, not the piece that I stamped on the scrap. All right, so I'm gonna grab my dimensionals. And we're going to do this a tiny bit differently. I'm actually going to put the dimensionals on this side only of this heart. And then the other one, that way I don't have a lot of overlay, and when I put the other dimensionals, it won't be standing up like twice over, okay? That's the why. So, let's see here. So this one, okay, I want to do that, so I'm going to go on the right-hand side. You can do it across the whole thing, it doesn't matter, but I'm going across here, and I'm going to just kind of shadow it. This is not shadow stamping, but it kind of goes with the theme tonight. We'll just say that, won't we? So there's that. You keeping up with me? Okay. So here's that. And let's see. There we go. And this one has a little bit more white space, so if you wanted to put some bling on it, feel free. Let's see, how many do I need? I only need like 3 for the last one. 1, 2, 3, so I could do pink and blue on this one. That'll work. So we're gonna do 1, 2, and 3 down here to complete our triangle, right? So there we go. So that is the background card. So this one, I used both of the hearts on, and I felt it was a little too busy, but if you like that look better, then you need to stamp it once and then come back through and stamp it again. Okay? Up to you on how busy you want it to look. All right, so now the last one. This is our beloved shadow stamping. Okay? So let me clean first. We gotta clean. Part of the game, isn't it? Unfortunately. I don't want to lose any of my stamps. I'm always paranoid about that with photopolymer. Alright, so we're not doing any more with loves. We are going to do what I love that we are friends. 1. Okay, and then we are doing this one, but we're not doing anything with this one, and we've already cleaned it, so on it goes. Okay, so we are going to put this one back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our pieces and parts, right? So this is our last envelope. Okay, it should all be in here. In theory, huh? So, there we go. Okay, now this little blue one, this was extra from that initial box, if you're wondering where that came from. Okay, and let's see here. I got stickies on this, and I'm not sure what fell or what happened, but it does happen, doesn't it? So, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. Whatever side you want up, down, or different, you're fine. I'm going to do it like that. And I'm doing this one crooked. Now, just make sure that your points stay within the base of the card. If they go out, then you got to trim them flat so it'll fit in the envelope. So you don't want to do that too much. Okay? Alright, so shadow stamping. Yay, right? Well, let's get the words on and get that done and out of the way. So I'm grabbing my sweet sorbet. And I'm going, I love that we are friends. Okay? I'm just throwing that down in the middle. You can throw it wherever you want. You really can. Okay? So now this one. Alright. So there's a couple things to note on this one. I got stickies. I wonder if some of the gems fell off. That's what I'm thinking happened. So here's my question to you. Okay, so this one, you see how you can see the red kind of through with the stripes. If you don't want to see that, you need to stamp the Versamark and do the white embossing first, and then come back through and stamp over and then wipe off that red. Okay? If you want the red stripes kind of showing through, you're going to stamp your red first and then do your Versamark and your white after. Okay? You might still have a little bit of the red stripes if you do the embossing first, but not as much. Okay? So it just really depends on you and what you want to do. Personally, it doesn't really matter to me. But what I am going to do, since the Sweet Sorbet is open, guess what I'm going to do? Yep, just that. I'm going to stamp this right now. So we're going to, this will be our shadow. Okay. And then we're going to clean this really, 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 really well. Why? Because otherwise you're going to have a pink mark in your Versamark pad. It's just that simple. Okay. So you want to make sure that it's super duper clean, especially since it's red. Otherwise your Versamark will look like mine. It still works, by the way, but you understand what I'm saying. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the left of it. You can go to the right. It just depends on which way your light source is happening. Okay. So I'm going to stamp that, and then I'm going to move that out of the way, unscrew my white. And now we are going to pour, pour, pour. Okay. And you should be able to see it. I don't know if you can on camera, but you should be able to see it at home and see if your ink was completely dry, you should have no embossing powder on top of there. And what I mean is on top of there is skewed off onto the Sweet Sorbet. Okay? It should be just where you stamped the Versamark. Okay, so we're going to get this embossed. And I know you're saying, oh, it still looks plain. That's what the blending brush is for. See how it's going? And I know you're like, hey, I can't really see the edges because of the white. You will as soon as I start putting the blending brush to it, okay? So you're gonna hang out for about 10 seconds or so. You want this completely cool before you start dipping your brush down in there. So I'm actually gonna start working on this side first, okay? And we're just going to do a little bit lighter on this side. Why? Because you want to see those words, right? So we're gonna top off and we're gonna do, okay? And now we're gonna really get around that heart. Okay? Because you want it to stand out, don't you? So I'm gonna really get it. Now, if you want that white to really, really, really pop, here's what you need to do. Go grab a tissue or a paper towel and just wipe that off and you'll be fine. Okay? To me, yeah, I'm okay. So I am going to throw some Stampin' Seal on here. And we are just going to do it crooked the opposite way and kind of have my words looking straight because I did stamp them crooked. And if you want that white to really stand out, you might want to do a little bit darker, but honestly, it doesn't matter to me. But it's up to you. Okay? Do our little triangle bit. And those are the 3 projects for the buy-in. Did you enjoy them? I hope so. So let's see, what do we have? Besides the envelopes, we didn't decorate the envelopes, right? So here's the 2 cards. And then we have the triangle box. So did you enjoy them? Were you able to complete them, or are you still working? We're doing good on time. I'm about 5 minutes before. So, I will remind you, February 1st, 5:30 is the next one. And we're going to do the Lucky Clover bundle for St. Patty's Day. But if you have to pick, just get the stamp set out of the bundle. I will provide the punch outs. And then in March, we're going to do Easter. So, okay? All right, y'all. Until February 1st, if you have any questions, you know what to do. I will talk to you soon. Follow me, stampinwithjohnny.com. Have a great evening. And if you have a minute, join me on the live at 7 o'clock. Bye-bye.